Right, problems with the phone cutting out again due to overheating. So the fat molecule, I shouldn't say fat molecule, the clump of fat that you're trying to lift off of whatever surface, the apolar tails can dissolve into that fat. The polar heads forms an outer layer that dissolve well or mix well with water, and so you can lift that fat off of the surface of your clothes or the dishes, whatever it is you're trying to break down. A lot of viruses, they have a fatty outer casing. I think the coronavirus falls under this one, and so the soap helps to destroy that outer casing, making the virus in it completely ineffective, destroying it. So that's why you've been encouraged to wash your hands with soap. Now, biodiesel, this where you're going to take your vegetable oils typically. Now they are flammable, but I think they take a very high temperature to set fire. They don't burn very cleanly, so you're not going to be able to put them in a car engine straight away. But what we're going to do is react them with a load of methanol. You probably use an excess of methanol, but for the overall equation it's 3 of them, 1 for each of the fatty acids in the triglyceride. And using sodium hydroxide as a catalyst, we break apart each of these ester bonds and then reform ester bonds with methanol. So we're going to form glycerol, and then we're going to form the methyl ester of each of those fatty acids. Now, each of these, they're likely to be the same, and the questions you're going to see, they're all going to be the same. All the R's are going to be the same. These are able to be used as biodiesel. They're more flammable, they're probably less viscous, so runnier, and this is a great carbon neutral fuel source. So when you burn these, it chucks out loads of carbon dioxide, just like petrol, but it's carbon neutral because these come from growing plants, often rapeseed. If you go out into the countryside in the UK, you can see, particularly like the late summer and autumn, huge swathes of yellow flowers in the fields, and that's called rapeseed, and it produces loads and loads of oil that's often used in vegetable oil, but you can also for biodiesel. And so all the carbon that's kicked out by burning this biodiesel, that's taken back in when you grow the plant in the first place. Now, it's not going to truly be carbon neutral, and that's a really common question about why won't it be carbon neutral exactly. Might be something associated with how that methanol was formed. Might be formed from methane, from natural gas, and there's might be petrol burnt in the production of the crop. So the tractors driving around, all that stuff. So it's not going to be truly carbon neutral, but reasonably close to it. So it's far more environmentally friendly than burning fossil fuels. The only real downside is that the shift towards having a load of biodiesel has ended up with food prices often going up, because a lot of grain that would have otherwise been used as food has been turned into biodiesel. And so I remember seeing in the news like 4 or 5 years ago, there was this big craze towards biodiesel, and then a lot of people sounding the alarm of potential food poverty because grain prices had gone up so much and bread was getting more expensive. Right, well, I know that's an awful lot of information all in one go. I'm sorry it's broken up into loads of little videos, and it's quite long as well. But that really brings us to the end of this little topic area. So I'll set you some questions on the stuff I've gone over today. And then we'll have a look at doing some summary activities on the last couple lessons worth of content.